Jai Hind everyone, welcome to Sankalp interview guidance program. So in today's session, I'm going to tell you the roadmap for the remaining period before your interview. So what we are going to do, what you should be doing in the month of January and February, this is what I'm going to tell you. So far in Sankalp interview guidance program, I have told you my interview experience, my transcript, I have shared you my transcript. Then I have also made a detailed video as to how you can answer that why you have chosen CISF, SSB, ITBP, BSF or CRPF as your first preference, or why you have kept XYZ force as your last preference. So what all factors have to be said in the interview, that also I have told to you. Also, we have had the one-on-one DAF analysis sessions of the students who have taken admission, and during the discussion, I have personalized the factors for you all also. And after that, we had uploaded a series of videos in which I had discussed all the forces, right from CSF, SSB, CRPF, ITBP, and BSF. Now today we are going to have a roadmap session. Welcome, I am Shreyas Kadam, All India rank 54 in UPSC CAPF 2024. All right. So what you should be doing in the upcoming months is what I am going to tell you. Now this is you. Here you are currently. You are currently heading to your final, that is the UPSC CAPF Central Armed Police Forces personality test. You know, personality test carries 25% of the weightage. You know, that is out of that it is out of 150 marks. Your paper 1 plus paper 2, paper 1 was for 250, paper 2 was for 200. So far your 450 marks has already been taken care of, and this is going to be your the remainder 150. So out of total 600 marks, correct? And if you see, my score for 2024 was 335 out of 600, right? So this 335 gave me all India rank 54, correct? We have already discussed this. Now you are here. What are the things which are there in front of you? First things first, you have to analyze your DAF. Now those who have already taken admission in the batch, I have already discussed your DAF analysis. We have had one-on-one DAF analysis session. So I have discussed your DAF line by line. All the parameters, I have covered during the DAF discussion. Then the second thing is the current affairs. Now, most of you were asking, sir, whether current affairs are going to be covered or not. So as discussed initially during the launching of the Sankalp program, I had said that we are going to discuss analytical current affairs, right? So don't worry, current affairs are going to be discussed. Whatever current affairs are analytical, which means those current affairs wherein your opinion might be asked, we are going to discuss those current affairs. We are going to make short videos of it, and we are going to discuss those current affairs also. So do not worry about that. And meanwhile, you can also do is you can read the newspapers, or you can read any weekly bulletin, watch any weekly bulletin, read, or the best thing is you can follow the magazines, which you were following for paper 2. You can follow that as well. And then comes mock interviews. Do not think about mock interviews as of yet, because this is something which you should reserve exclusively for the month of Feb. Now this all is what you are supposed to do currently. Now let us discuss one by one that what you are supposed to do. Now this is your plan for the month of December and January. Now what is this plan? First of all, you have to prepare answers or notes on the following topics. That is detailed DAF analysis one-on-one. Now this is something which I have already taken, which I have already conducted. We have had one-on-one sessions. And in those one-on-one sessions, I have already discussed you what are the questions which can be asked based on your DAF, right? Because questions might vary a lot. Then we have had a common session also, wherein certain common things which can be asked to anybody, that also was discussed. Then you have to prepare notes, because when I was telling you the questions, I hope you have sincerely noted down the questions, and you have to prepare notes on the questions or hints given by me during your DAF analysis. That is your city. Then you have to prepare notes on your state. You have to prepare notes on your parents' profession. Then you have to prepare notes on your previous attempts, etc. Likewise, there was a candidate who had given 4 civil services prelims. Then he had given 4 CAPFs. Then there was one candidate who had been to multiple service selection boards, multiple SSBs. So if you have failed in your previous attempts, then you have to also prepare the reasons for your failure. In your opinion, what were the reasons that you could not make it? So you have to prepare that also. Then about your parents' profession, that there was a candidate who his father was in Tamil Nadu State Transport Corporation. So I asked him to prepare on that. Then there was one candidate whose father was working in Indian Railways. Someone's father might be working in BSF or CRPF or any. So you have to prepare a lot on your parents' profession. Okay, then prepare on your graduation subjects. Now this is very important. And during yesterday I was having a DAF analysis session. So students asked me what to prepare on the graduation for the graduation subject. See, remember whatever you have written in the DAF, where you have mentioned your graduation. If you have mentioned the subjects also, then you have to prepare those subjects. If you have not mentioned the subject, if you have only mentioned your what you can say, the graduation. Just say in my case, I had mentioned the subject. So I'm a mechanical engineer graduate, but during in that DAF, my DAF I had mentioned energy engineering as my energy engineering मैंने mention किया था. फिर मैंने mention किया था industrial engineering. This also I had mentioned. And मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा questions industrial engineering के ऊपर आए. Right, so I prepared on the for those subjects. Now those who have not mentioned, so you have to go through your final year subjects. If you are ENTC graduate, or if you are a BSc graduate, or if you are a graduate from BA, so अगर आपने BA किया है, BCom, BSc जो भी किया है, आपके फाइनल ईयर के सब्जेक्ट्स को एक बार आप खंगालो. ठीक है, इसमें आप आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. ठीक है, जस्ट गो थ्रू योर ग्रेजुएशन सब्जेक्ट्स, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. नेक्स्ट, हॉबीज, प्राइजेस, मेडल्स एंड अचीवमेंट्स. नाउ जनरली इसके बारे में उन लोगों को सवाल ज्यादा पूछा जाएगा जो लोग एम्प्लॉयड नहीं है. इफ यू आर नॉट एन एम्प्लॉयड कैंडिडेट, if you are not working, so they need to ask you something, right? So they might ask you a lot on your hobbies, prizes, medals and achievements, whatever hobbies you have mentioned. If your hobbies is collecting coins, or if your hobbies is reading books, if your hobby is watching web series, so prepare a lot on that. I have already mentioned you the questions which can be asked. Then prizes, if your prize is named after some person, let us say XYZ person, then gather information about that person. Who is that person? Is he trustee of your school, college, or is that particular person related to India's freedom struggle, or is that particular person related to defense, etc., etc.? And whatever medals you have achieved, whatever are your significant achievements. If you are won something in science, or something in mathematics, or something you have made, done something in agriculture, you have some significant achievements, you are supposed to prepare on that, at least 2-3 pages per achievement. Then prepare on your employment, very very important. Now this is, I think, something which you should know by default if you are an employed candidate. So say I was an employed candidate, I was teaching, so I had prepared a lot on teaching. I've already said that I had referred all the education policies from 68 to 86 and then 2020. Then what are the challenges faced by students in the education sector, or challenges faced by teachers. Then I had also prepared on CBSE. I had prepared the different boards, IB. Then I had also prepared on NCT, which is about teachers training. So I had prepared a lot. So you similarly prepare about your employment. If your employment is, let us say, you are working in semiconductors, then prepare about semiconductors. Then semiconductors में और क्या-क्या prepare करना है? Just go about, in semiconductors there are holes. There's NP type of semiconductor, PE type of semiconductor, then there is something called as diode, etc., etc. So just prepare about your employment. If you are working somewhere, just prepare what is your role, what that role is supposed to do, and how that role, I mean, what are qualities you developed from that particular role, and how these qualities are going to help you in CAPF. Then the next thing, rationally behind forces preference, right? So this is something I believe you already might have prepared, because I have already uploaded a detailed video in the Sankalp IGP, and during one-on-one discussion also I had already explained you that what all things you can give behind your forces preference. So we are not going to waste time discussing it once again. Then the next thing, now this everything is you are supposed to complete in the month of December and January. Now December is about to finish. So in the month of January you are supposed to finish this, and at least you should finish 100 pages notebook. You are supposed to complete 100 pages full scale book, and it should be it would be sufficient for DAF analysis, right? You should while discussing, I've already told you that your DAF is something which is something which is in your hand, so you should always be focusing on your DAF. Then the next thing, plan for February. Now if you see, civil services interviews are going to be they are going to be wind up by the month of February. Then you are going to have forest services interviews, which will take a week or so. So 8 या 9 मार्च, पहले तो आई वॉज फिगरिंग कि 14 मार्च तक आ जाएगा, बट नाउ आई बिलीव कि जल्दी ही चालू हो जाएगा. सेकंड वीक ऑफ मार्च से योर इंटरव्यूज विल स्टार्ट. सो यू हैव वेरी लेस टाइम, राइट? सो फरवरी के मंथ में क्या करना है? फरवरी के मंथ में यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर शॉर्ट नोट्स ऑन द फॉलोइंग. इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी की एक बुक भी है, वो भी आप पढ़ सकते हो. मैं उस बुक का नाम आपसे बताऊंगा, बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू सून हैव अ वीडियो सेशन, अ वीडियो सीरीज ऑन इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी. द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज करंट अफेयर्स रिलेटेड टू योर डैफ. जैसे इफ योर डैफ में, जैसे इन माई डैफ आई हैड मेंशन्ड अबाउट एस्ट्रोनॉमी. So whatever things were related to astronomy which were in news, I used to read it. So if in your DAP you have mentioned about agriculture, and if there is something about agriculture, MSP or FRP, which is in news, then you are supposed to prepare it. Then graduation subjects, if your graduation subjects are in news, then prepare it. Then prepare about your employment also, right? Then SRTs. Now it is not SSB interview wherein you are going to have 60 or 45 SRTs. ठीक है, so do not get your SSB वाला SRTs into picture here. Here you would be asked that you are an assistant commandant and so situation is given, how to tackle that particular situation. So we are going to discuss about SRTs, but there are some people, you know, who are every time they're discussing about SRTs. You know, SRTs are not the entire ball game here. You know, I was not even asked about SRT. So it is not that they ask SRTs to each and everyone. ठीक है, तो और एसआरटी का कैसा है कि एसआरटी में यू हैव टू फॉलो फिक्स पाथ. कुछ लोग जो दिन भर सिर्फ एसआरटी से डिस्कस करते बैठते हैं. अरे भाई एसएसबी नहीं जाना है. सीएपीएफ के इंटरव्यू में एक एसएसबी आएगी, वो एक एसआरटी आएगी, वो भी सबको नहीं आएगी. सो डू नॉट वेस्ट योर टाइम होल डे डिस्कसिंग एसआरटीज. एसआरटीज का एक शीट में आपको दे दूंगा कि क्या क्या आपको प्रिपेयर करना है, कैसे आंसर देना है. ठीक है, स्मार्टली प्रिपेयर करना है. डैफ में ज्यादा टाइम इन्वेस्ट करो, ना कि एसआरटीज में. ठीक है, देन द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज गो थ्रू प्रीवियस ईयर ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स. मैंने मेरा ट्रांसक्रिप्ट ऑलरेडी अपलोड किया, तो जिसके भी डैफ में, आप में से किसी के भी डैफ में टीचिंग या फिर मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग होगा, एस्ट्रोनॉमी होगा, रीडिंग होगा, तो आप जो है मेरे डैफ के क्वेश्चंस देख, मेरे ट्रांसक्रिप्ट के क्वेश्चन दे सकते हो, वो आपको पूछे जा सकते हैं. बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस इज सर्टन क्वेश्चंस डू गेट रिपीटेड, राइट? जैसे रिटर्न के एग्जाम में अपन पीवाईक्यूज का एनालिसिस करते हैं, वैसे ही इन ड्यूरिंग इंटरव्यू यू हैव टू एनालाइज दी ट्रांसक्रिप्ट. सो गो थ्रू प्रीवियस ईयर ट्रांसक्रिप्ट, कीवर्ड्स रिलेटेड टू योर डैफ. वो कोई भी आपको ट्रांसक्रिप्ट की पीडीएफ मिल जाएगी जो अवेलेबल है, उसमें आपका कीवर्ड डालो. जैसे आई यूज्ड टू सर्च टीचिंग या टीचर, या फिर आई यूज्ड टू सर्च एजुकेशन, देन आई यूज्ड टू सर्च इंजीनियरिंग, देन आई यूज्ड टू सर्च सोलर सिस्टम, एस्ट्रोनॉमी. तो कुछ भी आपको रिलेटेड वर्ड्स मिल जाए उसमें, तो वो आप एक बार गो थ्रू कर सकते हो. Try to answer this question in your own words. Learn to structure your answer. Now this is something which you have to learn. You know, ask the same questions to yourself and then structure your answer. That if the panel is asking you these questions, how will you respond? Sit in front of the mirror and try to answer. See your facial expressions, how you are able to, you know, how do you look when you give answers. Are you able to maintain eye contact with each and everyone? Okay, so just think about that. So this is what you're going to do in the month of February. Now plan for March. Now March is going to be the final month, you know, for 5-6 days. So mock interviews, you are going to give mock interviews in the month of March. Now we are in the Sankalp IGP, we are going to have one mock interview, right, with an expert panel. One mock interview with the expert panel with detailed feedback. I will be giving you, we will be giving you feedback as to how did you perform, etc, etc. Now how many mock interviews to give, that also I will be telling you कि कितने mock interviews देने चाहिए, मैंने कितने दिए थे, etc. Then revision of your DAF. आपको आपका डैफ रिवाइज करना है. यू नो, मेरा इंटरव्यू 16 मई को था. 14-15 मई तक आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू माय डैफ, द नोट्स व्हिच आई एम टेलिंग यू, द 100-page book which I had made exclusively for डैफ. सो आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू दैट. सो दिस इज मस्ट. देन रिवीजन ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स. सो जब करंट अफेयर्स आप पढ़ोगे, जो भी करंट अफेयर्स आपके डैफ के साथ रिलेट कर पा रहे हो, सो उसको आप, है ना, जैसे आप एसएसबी के टाइम पे एक बुक बनाते थे, तो वैसे आप एक बुक बना के करंट अफेयर्स में से की पॉइंट हाईलाइट करो, ताकि आपके पास बोलने के लिए रहेगा. देन in the month of March your personality test is going to be there, so you will be preparing for the PT as well. And मान के चलो आपका जो है दो, मतलब लेट अस से इंटरव्यू इज स्टार्टिंग ऑन 9th of March, लेट अस से CAPF के, और आपका इंटरव्यू लेट अस से 22nd मार्च को आया है. सो आप क्या करोगे तब तक, 9 से लेके 21 मार्च तक जितने भी इंटरव्यूज होते हैं, जिसके भी ट्रांसक्रिप्ट बच्चे ग्रुप में डाल रहे, वो ट्रांसक्रिप्ट से आप गो थ्रू करेंगे. बिकॉज पैनल का मूड कैसा है वो आपको इसी से पता चल जाएगा, राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट यू आर सपोज्ड टू डू इन द मंथ ऑफ मार्च. नाउ इन सब में मैंने आपको ये बताया, इफ यू सी दिस कैंडिडेट जो हमने थोड़ी देर पहले देखा था, अभी आप यहाँ पर हो, जब इनिशियली आप आए थे तो क्वेश्चन मार्क लेके आए थे कि डैफ एनालिसिस कैसा करना है, सब चीजें कैसे करनी है. नाउ आई होप कि डैफ एनालिसिस का सेशन हमारा 1-on-1 हो चुका है. उसके बाद अभी यू आर इन अ बेटर पोजीशन, यू हैव एटलीस्ट गॉट द डायरेक्शन कि बाबा मुझे कैसे, किस डायरेक्शन में डैफ एनालिसिस करना है, कैसे. मैंने दो आपको एंड्स दिए कि इस एंड्स के बीच में ही आपको आपका डैफ जो है उसका एनालिसिस करना है. फिर करंट अफेयर्स के बारे में भी चिंता मत करो, हम देखेंगे कि कैसा पढ़ना है, क्या पढ़ना है, उसकी भी चिंता मत करो. और आज जो मैंने आपको प्लान बताया कि जैन प्लस फेब प्लस मार्च, इन 2 मंथ्स में आपको, इन 3 मंथ्स में क्या करना है. वैसे तो जैन और फेब ही है, बिकॉज मार्च में तो इंटरव्यूज ही आ जाएंगे. सो ऑल द बेस्ट, प्रिपेयर फॉर योर इंटरव्यू. एंड अबाउट संकल्प इंटरव्यू गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम के जो बचे हुए बच्चों के जो डैफ एनालिसिस है, वो भी जल्द से जल्द होंगे. यू विल बी अपडेटेड ऑन टू दी ग्रुप बाय oneclass.in. आपको अपडेट मिल जाएगा कि इस दिन आपका डैफ सेशन है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे बच्चों का डैफ सेशन हो गया और बहुत सारे बच्चों का पेंडिंग है. तो धीरे धीरे करके आई एम गोइंग टू कंप्लीट इट. सो टिल देन स्टडी, प्रिपेयर हार्ड, वी विल मीट इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. जय हिंद.